everyone, Jess here at Aviation Festival Asia, and I'm with Richard Nuttall, CEO of SriLankan Airlines.
Hi Jessica.
Thank you for coming today. First of all, what are your growth plans for the airline and what are the main challenges to these?
So in terms of growth, we have 24 aircraft at the moment, and we've probably got 4 or 5 of them on the ground trying to source engines, which is a problem that much of the world has at the moment. Before COVID, we had 27, and our first priority is to get back to 27. And we've got an RFP out with lessors at the moment trying to do just that. At the same time, longer term, I think within 3 to 4 years, our natural size is probably about double what we're flying now. It's probably 35, 36 aircraft. Having said that, the biggest challenge to that is just availability. So if you look at the moment, the aircraft manufacturers, the engine manufacturers, they both have problems. They have supply chain problems, they have capacity problems. Airlines are looking for new aircraft, can't get them as fast as they want. They're also looking for second-hand aircraft. We're looking for second-hand aircraft, but we have a scarcity issue. So I think the biggest challenge is going to be availability of the right equipment.
Absolutely, so sort of getting back to where you were before even
Correct, yeah.
projecting on. And just talking about looking forwards, what role do you see technology playing in facilitating the sustainable growth of your airline?
Well, so I mean, the reality is that this has always been a technology industry at every level. And if you look, aviation costs have come down and down and down over the years, and that's all driven by technology, obviously largely of the aircraft and engines. Going forward, the world is more and more technology driven. I mean, the biggest issue for the planet at the moment is sustainability. And when we look at aviation, there are some things that we can do from being smarter, more seats on aircraft, working with air traffic control so that we don't lose 10% of the fuel just circling, waiting for a slot. But the really big gains are going to come from moving to sustainable aircraft fuel and engine efficiency. So it's all technology driven. If you look around here, obviously, at this event, we've got all kinds of systems looking at everything from how we improve our distribution, how we improve the customer experience. So I guess the only thing that doesn't change in this world is change itself, and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster, and much of it is technology driven. I think one of the issues for an airline our size, though, is that we have to be careful. We're not big enough to be an incubator. Some of the really big carriers, they'll look at a solution and they'll try and get involved in incubation. When we come to a show like this, what we do is we want to go and see, and we want to understand absolutely what's happening. And then when we have a challenge and we have something that we want to do, we know who to go and talk to, and we know who's best in class. And so that's the real purpose. One of our biggest challenges at the moment is that as we were going into COVID, a lot of our legacy systems were getting a little bit long in the tooth. And when there's no money coming in, you say, well, let's hold on another year. Let's hold on another year. And now we're getting to the stage where some of those systems are not actually supported. So actually our biggest work in the next 12 months is going to replace our revenue management system, our revenue accounting system, our engineering system. So we've got quite a lot of work on legacy systems, but at the same time, we need to be here making sure that we're ready to progress through every other aspect of the system.
Yeah, and I think that's something we've seen really brought into high contrast in recent months is the price that you can pay if these systems get too outdated. There's been lots of sort of very public problems in various airlines that have made it obvious how important it is to keep your tech up to date and update these legacy systems to ensure everything runs smoothly.
That's right. Yeah.
And now just moving slightly more towards the passenger side, how have passenger expectations developed over the last few years, and what are you doing to keep up with them?
I think there's multiple levels of that. I mean, I think, as we came out of COVID, people were just looking to be safe. They knew that there were problems with airports, and people were just happy if they could get to the destination. They knew what the regulations were. They'd not traveled for 2 or 3 years. They're a bit nervous. They were happy. But obviously, if you look at it longer term in the bigger picture, people want things they want everything to be personalized. They want it to be seamless. They want to be able to contact somebody every step of the journey. If there's a problem, they want an instant solution. They don't want queuing. They want all of that to be taken care of. So I think, it's just, they want things to be more efficient. They want to turn up at an airport and have everything pre-done and go straight through. If they want ancillaries, they want to be able to buy them at the click of a button. So, they just want more and more convenience and more personalization.
Absolutely. I think there's almost a paradox in that with the pandemic, people originally were just happy to be traveling again. And now, because of the way tech adoption changed during the pandemic and accelerated, the sort of standards are higher and expectations are higher. So people are trying to work towards that as well now.
I think that's right. But still different markets are at different levels. So,
Absolutely. So do you think the pandemic trends will fade away and we'll snap back to our old ways?
I think so. I think it will take longer for some segments than others. So, if you look, VFR traffic came back with an absolute boom. Tourism is coming back. I think the corporate world has got used to doing more online. Having said that, you come to events like this and everybody realizes there are some things that you just need to do face to face. So the corporate world will come back, but it will be initially a little bit more selective about where it travels and where it does things online. And I think that will also be exacerbated a little bit by the fact that I think airfares are going to stay high for a little time to come, and that's driven by high fuel prices and scarcity of equipment, scarcity of aircraft.
Absolutely. So finally now, what do you enjoy about coming to Aviation Festival Asia? You touched on some things being better to do in person.
So, most people, you're in the aviation business for one of two things. Either because you love the technology, or because it's a people business and you enjoy working with and meeting people. So here you have an event that combines the best of both. But yes, it's good to come and see what everybody's doing, what the ideas are, connect, learn, and just get out there again.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.